All right, in today's lesson, we're going to talk about capitalization, specifically names, titles, and foreign words. Today's lesson has the following objectives. What are capital letters? When do you capitalize words in English? What are proper nouns and proper adjectives? How do you write titles? Titles of books, titles of movies, etc. And finally, how do you write foreign words? Now let's go over the main points of part 1, capitalization. So, letters in the English language can be written two ways. Lowercase, like this, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and uppercase. These are uppercase letters. Another word for uppercase letters is capital letters. When you use an uppercase letter at the beginning of the word, you capitalize that word. That's the verb, capitalize. There are 5 basic capitalization rules in English. When do you need a capital letter? The first rule is the first word of a sentence. When you write, you must always capitalize the first word of the sentence. In a paragraph, you must capitalize the first word after a period, a question mark, or an exclamation point. Do not capitalize words after a comma, a colon, or a semicolon, unless they fit one of the next rules. The second rule for capitalization is the first person singular subject, I. The first person singular subject pronoun I is always capitalized. Other first person singular pronouns are not capitalized. Don't capitalize me, my, mine, myself, unless they are the first word of a sentence. Third, you capitalize names. This is most common. Most capitalized words are names. Another word for name is proper noun. All important words in a name should be capitalized. Important words are words that give meaning, mostly nouns. For example, New York City. Notice that city in this case is part of the name, so city is also capitalized. Red Lion Area Senior High School. This is the name of the high school I went to. This high school, every word is capitalized. Or the University of California, Los Angeles. Now notice there is one word here that is not capitalized. Do not capitalize a, an, or the in names. Do not capitalize coordinating conjunctions, like and, or, but. Do not capitalize common short prepositions, like in, of, or at. Like the statue of liberty. The, of, don't capitalize. Stratford upon Avon, the town that William Shakespeare is from. Don't capitalize upon because it's a preposition. The Cat in the Hat, famous children's book character. Okay. Next is proper adjectives. A proper adjective is the adjective form of a proper noun. Many proper nouns have a different adjective form, but many are the same. For example, we went to Thailand. Thailand is a proper noun. It's the name of a country. I love Thai food. In this case, Thai is the adjective form, the proper adjective. We live in Tokyo. Tokyo is a noun. The Tokyo subway system. In this case, Tokyo is an adjective. You know if something is a noun or an adjective by whether you need apostrophe S. A proper noun is connected to another noun by apostrophe S. If you don't need apostrophe S, then it's a proper adjective. For example, Korea's national flag. Apostrophe S means Korea is a noun. However, the Korean national flag, no apostrophe S. So Korean is an adjective. New York City's public libraries. Apostrophe S means this is a noun. But in the second example, the New York City public libraries, there's no apostrophe S. Therefore, New York City is an adjective. You also know that a capitalized word is a proper adjective if it comes between a, an, or the, and a noun. So again, you see the Korean national flag, the New York City public libraries. Finally, rule number 5, acronyms. An acronym is a word that is created by taking the first letter or letters from each word of a long name and creating a new word. Capitalize every letter of acronyms. For example, the United Kingdom becomes the UK. The University of California, San Diego. The acronym is UCSD. The Supreme Court of the United States. The acronym that people use is SCOTUS. This is the only time you should capitalize every letter of a word. If you capitalize every letter of a word when you write, people might think one of two things. One, you're using an acronym, that this word means something else. Or two, you're angry. All caps is a sign of anger. So be careful. And that's it for capitalization. Follow these 5 rules and you will make fewer and fewer mistakes. Now let's talk about the main points of part 2 of today's lesson, titles and foreign words. First, titles. A title is the name of something that has been created, like art. Things with titles include movies, books, songs, albums, or magazines. Titles follow the same rules as proper nouns, meaning names, with two important differences. First, always capitalize the first word of the title, no matter what it is. Second, titles should also be italicized. This is how you can tell the difference between a name and a title. For example, you have the name, I really like Harry Potter. He's my favorite character. This is the character's name. But then you have the title in italics, I love the Harry Potter books. They are my favorites. In this case, Harry Potter refers to the title, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. This is how you know the difference between the character and the title. Or, I watched a new documentary about the Beatles last night. In this case, the Beatles is the name of the band. Notice that the is not capitalized. I watched a documentary called The Beatles, The Early Years. In this case, the is capitalized and everything is italicized because it's the title of the documentary. Also notice that the second the after the colon is also capitalized. It follows the same rule after the colon. Now, if for some reason you can't italicize a title, like you're typing in Facebook, for example, put the title in quotation marks. So the first one, Game of Thrones, is a title where I can italicize. In the second one, I can't italicize, so I use quotation marks to show that it's a title. It's very important to communicate with font style or punctuation marks. Finally, let's talk about foreign words. A foreign word is a word that comes from another language and is not commonly used in everyday English. To show that it is not a common English word, foreign words should be italicized but not capitalized. For example, bibimbap. That is a Korean food. Salam is an Arabic greeting, part of Assalamu alaikum. Laissez-faire is a French term for political science. It's a kind of economic system. Ad infinitum is a Latin term that means continuing forever. Mañana is the Spanish word for tomorrow. Schadenfreude is a German term for a very specific emotion or feeling. Let's look at it a different way. I had green curry and pad thai for dinner last night. In this sentence, pad thai is just the food. Therefore, it is not capitalized, but it is italicized. It's a regular noun, not a name. Then you have, I had dinner at Pad Thai Palace last night. This is the name of a restaurant, so Pad Thai Palace is capitalized, but not italicized, because it's just the name. Have you seen Pad Thai Express yet? In this case, Pad Thai Express is the title of a fictional movie or TV show, something that I made up. But you know it's a title because it is both capitalized and italicized. Over time, foreign words become more and more common in English. If the word is regularly used by native speakers, then you don't need to use italics. Examples would include pizza from Italian, yogurt from Hindi, or sushi from Japanese. These are all considered regular English words now. But if you're not sure, to be safe, italicize. And that's it for today's lesson. I hope you got something from it, and I'll see you in another lesson soon. Aloha.